Okay, so a lot of people are asking for Guilty Gear characters to be put in tag, or what my opinion on that would be. Well, my opinion on it is that it would be a bad idea. My reasoning for this is a couple of things. The first being the art style. The most recent Guilty Gear made the transition to 2.5D sprites in Revelator. Having them be toned all the way back down to 2D again would just be going backwards. Personally, for me, it would be a very bad move to kind of do this. The second big problem is the moveset. You see, Guilty Gear isn't a simple game by any means. As such, it would be a step backwards to go into an extremely simple game such as Cross Tag Battle. Even if they were to give Guilty Gear characters unique actions the way that Heart was giving, being her homing dash, this still wouldn't be enough. On top of this, a big part of the gameplay for Guilty Gear is the cancel system. Well, Tag has no such thing, so that would be another big way that their gameplay would have to be toned down. Now yes, BlazBlue and Personas both have cancels as well, but when comparing their use to the way Guilty Gear used them, I would definitely say that Guilty Gear used them in a much more complex and intricate way. If you were to ask me, I would much rather have a game such as BlazBlue cross Guilty Gear altogether. No Persona, no Under Night, just BlazBlue and Guilty Gear characters alone. A game which could house both games' elements. Now whether or not this is a team-based game, I'm indifferent to, because I believe Tag of right now is as best we can get without descending into a chaotic mess. Even though with the addition of BlizzTank, we may have already started that descent. This idea would be much better than just having Guilty Gear make a splash appearance in a crossover game, which, depending on what characters or franchise we got, could cross in the Mugen levels of madness. On top of this, there's an extremely high probability that if this did happen, we would only see Soul Bad Guy or Kai Kiss to begin with. With all this said, it would be a much better move for Arc sometime down the road to just build a game where just BlazBlue and Guilty Gear characters are alone. No extras or guest characters the way Tag is. A game of this hype would have both Arc's teams working together to bring the best of all their characters in every way, where compared to Cross Tag Battle characters are watered down versions of their true selves. I'm sure there are still a lot of people out there who would rather see Guilty Gear characters be present in Tag. But from a depth perspective, it would be a huge decline for them. Especially when, again, one of the biggest complaints when Tag was released is how simple it is. So if Cross Tag isn't complex, why would you want one of the most complex fighting games under Arc to be watered down so much just so their characters can be in the game? And let's not forget, the Guilty Gear crowd already looks down on BlazBlue, saying it's a much easier game. And Tag is even easier, meaning Guilty Gear characters will be taking not one, but 2 steps backwards in terms of complexity. Maybe I'm in the minority on this one. A proper Guilty Gear cross BlazBlue would be a much better game in terms of mechanics because no corners would need to be cut. BlazBlue characters have rapid cancels and overdrives, Guilty Gear characters will have roaming cancels and danger time. Which yes, this would mean BlazBlue characters wouldn't benefit from danger time, but if BlazBlue characters got their overdrive, I think that would be more than a fair trade. Now in this game, I would personally keep guest characters out. The reason being is that as we see in Cross Tag Battle, BlazBlue characters are getting outshined very easily. I mean, if you look at the most common tier list, you'll always notice that the BlazBlue characters are always somewhere in the middle or lower. So if the selling point was to have a BlazBlue versus Guilty Gear game, let it just be BlazBlue and Guilty Gear. What do you guys think of this idea? Let me know in the comments below. Are you pro Guilty Gear and Tag, or would you rather just see something different like I'm proposing where it's Guilty Gear and BlazBlue alone?